Okay, so 15 minutes. The stage is yours, Sergey. Please.
Okay, thank you, dear colleagues. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sergey Lysenko. I present in Litsky National University, and the topic of my speech is social engineer attacks detection approach. It's a result of our team, and let's take a look at some keynotes of some results in this direction. So we will talk about introduction, background, and some idea solutions and result. So what's social engineers attacks? It's actually a nowadays problem because it can cause damage to individuals, organizations, societies. The main problems and damages of such kind of attacks are the financial losses, data breaches, identity thefts, compromised systems, even reputational damage, other issues, operational disruption, legal or regulatory consequences, psychological and emotional impact, and so on. But as we can see, such a problem needs some solutions. Let's take a look at some background of our team, which started more than 10 years ago, and we have some solutions. And the very first, our idea was to concerning cyber attacks detections was using multi-agent systems. Then we added some possibilities to detect botnets using DNS-based techniques. And nowadays we have some kind of framework named Bot Grabber, and it has possibility to uh, detect some cyber attacks. And in some cases, it's the nature is self-adaptive. So we try to use our knowledges, our previous experience to try add some methods and techniques to try launch and detect social engineers attacks. So let's talk about some details about social engineers attacks. Nowadays, we can divide it into two groups: technical and non-technical. Technical social engineer attacks include visions, phishing, baiting, tailgating, bottle holding, spam phishing, spam email, interesting software, pop-up window, etc. Because every day hackers try to use new approaches. Non-technical social engineer attacks include pretexting, face-to-face interaction, shoulder surfing, authoritative voice, technical expert, support staff, diversion theft, and so on. Our um, solutions are devoted to technical social engineer attacks. And the main objectives of the research is to try to develop new approach for technical social engineer detection. And it uses four machine learning algorithms such as decision tree, random forest, nearest neighbor, and extreme gradient boosting. And we try to collect more knowledge about it and try to launch. So we our approach includes learning and detecting stage. Learning stage includes two sub stages. It's development of knowledge, taking into account all features that can describe the behavior of social engineer attack, and all that knowledges are to be present into somehow in feature vectors which are to used for detection. Actually, detection stage includes five sub stages, and it combines the monitoring of system, gathering features within the network hosts, and collected information is forming into feature vectors, which are to be classified using different natural language algorithms. And as well, we try to localize actual exact host which was uh, attacked. Here we can see the main machine learning algorithms which were used in our approach. We will not go in deep details about formalization, about decision tree, but here you can see some steps of algorithms. It's a decision tree, random forest, uh, which includes two steps: nearest neighbor algorithm and extreme gradient boosting. Actually, we can extend machine learning algorithms for our future work, but now we have only four. So the very important stage is knowledge development, and we denoted features uh, of every kind of technical engineering attacks. The very first one, it's a vision. In order to find it, we have to take into account a set of actions directed by hackers to obtain some confidential information from users, such as PIN codes, passwords, and so on. While phishing attacks need to take into account set of actions directed to send messages that contain modified information, but at the same time maybe visually very similar to legitimate and official resources. We know such phishing sites are used by different hackers. The next attack, it's a grooming, and to find out that there is attack is present in our network host, we have to take into account set of actions directed to combine information technology, it's SMS, email, phone, with psychological methods. And while profile cloning, it's new but very dangerous attacks that try to use publicity available information from social networks in order to create a clone of a user personal profile, and after that became a victim of such an attack. The next attack we took into account in our research is tailgating. It's aimed to illegally acquire personal information of employee of some organization. And the next, it's file masquerade, a set of attackers' action, which are to install some malicious software in files which are located in some user hosts or maybe external media. In this case, hackers lead to run malware while using normal files at work. And of course, victim doesn't know nothing about this problem. Baiting attacked which aimed to use some features used by hackers to attack by using electronic media infected with malicious software in the physical form. And spyware, it's attacks that is characterized by some pop-up windows or in Windows or browsers that appear in a monitor when the user performs some actions during its functioning. And after that, while user click on it, hackers may or can install certain scripts or malicious codes on pages. And of course, a user became victim too. Waterholing, it's a attack with a set of actions aimed to hack websites with a high level of traffic in order to implement some malicious software or Trojan programs in them. And the Trojan mails, it's kind of waterholing, but the difference is that all Trojan malicious execution is spread by email, and similar letter look quite safe, but by clicking it activates malicious link to obtain unauthorized access to the system or steal confidential information. Spam mail set of actions we have to take into account in order to send potential victim a huge number of emails. We know what spam, but hoaxing, it's a set of actions which are to spread false information such as fake into the internet space, where hackers encourage the victim to visit some site in order to click, and as the result, it's possible be infected with virus or different scripts, or download another malicious software. So, and having this knowledge, we have to monitor our network. In this stage, we try to take into account all features, all behaviors gathered, and all information is to be classified. So, in order to verify the efficiency of the proposed technique, we conducted several experiments. We utilized different data sets that contained instances of different kinds of previously mentioned attacks, and of course, data set uses always and benign behaviors. So we employed 15 network hosts and tried to launch or simulated 15 types of attacks. Each experiment lasted 24 hours. The percentages of training and testing data was 75 and 25. And this is detection environment. At the detection environment, we employed mentioned bot grabber framework. Yes, it's actually it's network connected to with hosts, and which is eager to collect information from the network and send it to some decision maker. Yeah, and as a decision maker, we used different mentioned machine learning algorithms. So here see the results of detection, and we just in our presentation only 4 from 15, and as you can see, different machine learning algorithms had different results, and uh, as we saw, best one was decision tree, and the efficiency was up to 99 excuse accuracy, while the false positives rate was about 6%. As the future research, we will try to use different possibilities of distributed deep learning. Also, try to different sets to employ different maybe neural networks as well to improve and to minimize false positives as bottleneck of our research. Thank you for your attention. Maybe you have questions.
Thank you for your presentation, Serhii. So please, anyone would like to ask a question? Okay, if no questions, I would like to ask, as far as the social engineering mechanisms and social engineering OSINT are mainly targeting the, let's say, psychological aspect of personal information, and did you consider, and to what extent, such psychology, maybe patterns or anything like that in the approach that you proposed?
Okay, Oleg, thank you for your question. Actually, the problem of psychological aspects, they are actually more correlate with non-technical attacks, but we try to use only technical. I mean that we took into account some behavior in technical aspects. For example, some features which can be collected in the network. Some maybe if we are talking about spam, if we are talking about some clickable features, we can, in this case, we can try to collect this information and somehow proceed it. But we have no possibility to detect kind of attack when some try to call you and say something, names your password, name your pin code as well. So in this case, of course, we are unable to detect this. It's also attack, of course, but we are unable to detect it. Mhm.
Yeah, so maybe do you foresee in future that somehow this can be handled, I don't know, except of like raising awareness and simply provide people with some tools or some templates, what they can tell and what they can't tell. Maybe this somehow can be addressed. I don't know. How do you
Uh,
think?
Yeah, actually, yes. There are different educational events in order to try to uh, employees to get known about such kind of problems. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for the presentation.